Okay, we are going to create some loyalty tiers. So first place you want to go is settings, and then you'll see loyalty points here. If you don't see this in your settings, make sure that you go over to apps and extensions, Commerce7 extensions, and then go to loyalty and install. So here we are back on settings, loyalty points. And let's build some loyalty tiers. So the first thing I want to call out here is up here it says that it's active. That's because I've been in here working in my account here. But when you initially come in here, you will see that it will be in a planning mode. Once you make it live, then you'll see this green active bar up here. Next on the page here, we see settings. Now it's important to note that all of these are being mapped and pulled from the extension where I defined what these values were. But if you do want to make changes, you can certainly do that. Just know that these will be global changes that will apply to all of the tiers that you create. So to do so, you would click on the pencil, and then you can go in here and make any changes to these and then save. If you need to know what these settings mean, the definitions, then I would encourage you to take a look at the video that's just ahead of this one in the article that talks about the extension and how to activate that, because that's where I go into that in a lot more detail. All right, let's go ahead and add our first loyalty tier. Now I'm going to be creating 3 of them. One for my top members, one for folks who haven't purchased as much as those top members, and then folks who are perhaps newer and haven't purchased as much. So my first one, I'm just going to call my gold tier. This is going to be my top tier, my biggest customers. Down here you have the opportunity to define what your qualification type is. So you can either base it on club, you can base it on lifetime value, where you define what that lifetime value is, or yearly value. And this defines how much the customer must spend each year in order to remain in this gold tier grouping. But for this example, I'm going to go ahead and use lifetime value. And folks who qualify for the gold tier need to spend at least $1,000 in their lifetime with my winery. And then down here, we define the points earned for each dollar spent. So these, again, I want to really encourage these top buyers to purchase more. So I want to give them a lot of incentive. So I'm going to go ahead and say 100 points per $1 spent. I'm going to save that loyalty tier. Great, there it is. I'm going to add another one. This one will be my silver tier. And again, lifetime value, these folks, $500, and points earned, 75 per $1 spent. Save loyalty tier. And I have one more, gonna be, I bet you can guess, bronze. And lifetime value, we're gonna say 250, and we're going to say 50 points per $1 spent. Okay, fantastic. I have them set up here. You'll notice here that it says that the silver is the highest tier, but actually it's the gold that's the highest. So I'm going to reorder this by clicking and dragging this up top. So now I have my gold, my silver, my bronze. We see here what the qualification is and the points that will be earned by each of these. Now you'll notice the base tier down here. You may have noticed it when we first started adding loyalty points. This is one that is by default in here. And this is for folks that are not included in any other tier. So you'll want to define something here. It could be 0. But you know what? I want to encourage folks. So I'm going to say, okay, if you sign up on our list, you don't necessarily have to purchase anything today, but if you sign up on our list, you will start earning points immediately. And I'm going to say you'll get 10 points per $1 spent. Save loyalty tier. Now again, when you are first setting this up, you will see a button to make the loyalty program active. Once you say, yes, make this loyalty program active, then Commerce7 goes to work in the background and starts looking at all of your customers, looking at the lifetime values in this case, and then each of them will be appended with their own loyalty tier. So when you go to someone who has over $1,000 worth of LTV, you will now see that they have a gold tier grouping in the loyalty. So there you go. That's how you set up the loyalty tiers. And now we can go on to building more of the loyalty points program.